Post-match scores for Scotland. Romajang stepping away. Stunning work from Bridger. What an individual score this is. And Dombrandt is in.
Talent aplenty has graced these great leagues, but now future stars are set to shine. Last season was the most thrilling to date, but now it's time for a new crop of talent to grace the field, and in this league, anything could happen. It's time to take your seat. The best leagues in the land are back.
Byfield with a BUCS Super Rugby try for the ages.
And then was a white line seeking missile.
Left score. Rise towards the line. Sensational score from Romajang.
Wind into gear, drive to the line. And Cardiff are streaking across.
Welcome back, everybody. BUCS Super Rugby is back underway.
Croeso and welcome everyone. I am here at King Coy Campus, Rugby 1 for a breathtaking fixture. We have Cardiff Met against Durham in the third week of BUCS Super Rugby. We've had 2 weeks so far, both teams here tonight unbeaten, so it's going to be an amazing fixture. I am joined with a very special guest tonight, the new Director of Rugby, Gareth Baber. Gareth, how are you settling into the new role here at Cardiff Met?
Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Obviously, I get to be part of evenings like this. Earlier today, we had the women against Hartbury as well. So, yeah, look, it's been a sort of busy couple of months getting to know, obviously, how things work here on campus. And, you know, I'm involved with the sports systems across sports hall, but particularly, obviously, the rugby part of it as the programme has grown. And that's from the community right through until what you see here in terms of performance teams.
Yeah, and look, Gareth, if you look behind us right now, that crowd is just absolutely amazing, you know. Rain or sun, they turn up. How is it for you coming to university rugby and seeing these sorts of crowds turning out and supporting teams like Cardiff Met?
Well, it's great, isn't it? I mean, I love the sport. I've been in it, well, for the majority of my life. I've been, you know, obviously in the profession since I was about 22, 23, and ultimately rugby has gone through some tough challenges in that. There's some recent tough challenges, especially here in Wales, but, you know, to come out here and the games that I've watched so far, the pre-season games I've been involved in, the people that are actually volunteering and helping and enabling this level of rugby, and then to have that sort of support from a student base, you know, across men's and women's rugby, I think has been a breath of fresh air for me. I'm looking forward to it continuing and developing.
You know, and you are obviously, you've got a bit of a good backstory, let's be fair. So coming to Cardiff Met is very special to have someone like you. So when you did take Fiji to the Olympics in 2020 at Tokyo and you got that gold medal, what was that feeling like, and how were you looking to bring that sort of experience here to Cardiff Met?
Well, the feeling generally, I mean, look, that's another story, but the challenge in Fiji was immense, and obviously when you end up getting what you were tasked to bring home in the first place when you get to the country, there's a sense of satisfaction, but also, you know, we're professionals in that environment, so you've delivered what you said you were going to deliver, and you did it in the way that you said you were going to do it, and I was just very proud of being able to be part of the journey of the players that means so much to them in their country, and ultimately made such a difference to their lives as well. You know, Fiji is a country which doesn't have a lot, and the players don't have a lot, but by winning that, then obviously they get a chance to do something different in their lives. And I think if I can bring something here, it's probably my knowledge of high performance sport, high performance rugby particularly, and really, you know, the behaviours and the mindsets that sort of sit around rugby to get the results that you need to. Everybody wants to win, but ultimately it's about having that in everything you do every day.
Look, you've played some expansive rugby with Fiji Sevens when coaching there, and Hong Kong. This weather, though, it doesn't allow expansive rugby. What sort of rugby will we be expecting to see now tonight from Cardiff Met?
Well, I think, look, it is raining. It's only just started raining, so it's not as if the ground is that soggy. But I think you're going to want to control territory. In the weather like this, errors are going to happen. You're going to try and create pressure on your opponents, and you want to do that in their half more than anything. And ultimately, as well, it doesn't detract from the fact that it's about physically, about being stronger physically, actually controlling those areas of the games where the battles happen physically around the breakdown, your driving line-outs, and then being as disciplined as you possibly can so you don't give any piggybacks upfield for opposition to go and park themselves in your 22. So I think that will be largely what the game is about, and as the weather comes in, probably more pertinent as the game goes on.
Definitely an entertaining game on our hands tonight, and we had one last week at the Cardiff Clash. Let's all take a quick look at that.
Yr rhedag trwodd. O, mae'n di reid o lawr. Cais gwir. Rosie Carr, mynd i ffordd trwodd. A 3:29 West Caerdydd. Wedi reid o lawr. Cais gwir. Gen Katie Mackay. Durham Mugabe, di dwy'n y bel unwaith eto. Mae'n trwodd. Yn y gornol e, mae'n di reid y bel i lawr.
Sam Berry, in behind, and he's in! Gets it out, and he's in! Rory Morgan! Can he kick it again? He can't! Can Carrington get this? Carrington's in! It's going to be a first try! Joshua Carrington under the post.
So obviously, Gareth, that was your first ever Cardiff clash last week that you've witnessed and been a part of. What was your thoughts on that as a whole and the experience?
Oh, look, it's a great experience, I think, for these players to perform in stadiums like that. It's a very famous stadium, and I think it's, it doesn't need to be forgotten to me, being born and brought up in Cardiff. But equally as well, as you said, we had the men's and the women's there over that day. It was a great atmosphere that was generated. I could see the connection that the supporters had with both teams, and ultimately as well, it was good to see our teams manage themselves mentally through. Well, it's probably for some of them is one of the biggest games of their lives. So that's the sort of learning that you take forward and you try and develop on. And it was a good experience for my own self as well to be there in Cardiff, and the first one back, as you say, is in the Cardiff clash.
When we're talking about learnings and development, that's what university rugby is all about. And now with the World Cup being on, we're seeing so many BUCS Super Rugby players, developing and actually being a part of the World Cup. You've got players like David Jenkins, Seb Negri, Chris Chunza, and the list goes on. How vital do you think it is for these boys, seeing them players out on the pitch representing their nations, and how does that drive you?
Well, I think it's an obvious connection, isn't it? If somebody's come through a programme like this and then ends up playing international rugby, you're going to say that could be me next. And why couldn't it be? I mean, I was a student player and I ended up playing for my country, which is exactly what I want for any of these boys to have an opportunity to do. I think, how does it drive me? It drives me by trying to create the best programme possible around them. Obviously, keep everybody aware of what those standards and performance standards need to be consistently, coaches, volunteers, players alike, and then giving them the opportunity to have nights like this where they can go and show that and get a step closer to being an international rugby player.
And this squad that we have in Cardiff Met, it's got a lot of depth. We're seeing players like Roma Zeng just not quite making the squad, maybe due to injury, but you've got players like Joshua Carrington coming in, scoring a hat-trick in the Cardiff clash. How important is that going to be this season, the depth of the squad?
Oh, obviously through a season, having depth in your squad, you lose somebody to an injury or just loss of form as well happens as well. You need that level of competition more than anything. I think we've got that. I think that's what's generating a lot of positives in the game we're playing. But we've got to stay at that level as well. So, with that, as I said, that's a real good key marker, is how you're developing, is what the level of competition is in the group. And the larger that group is, and as you said, that depth chart looks a bit healthier, the more you're going to get out the players.
And I've got to ask you, you're now in Wales, but you've coached Fiji. Who are you supporting going in now to these last stages of the World Cup?
Well, obviously, as a Welshman, it's Wales is going to be the one, but obviously Fiji. I've got a massive connection there, and they're playing against England, so why wouldn't they?
Thank you very much. And now we're going to hand over to our commentary, Tom.
Thank you, Spencer. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kincoid campus for week 3 of the BUCS Super Rugby calendar, as Cardiff Metropolitan take on Durham University in what is Met's first home fixture of the season. The atmosphere has been building up nicely all evening, and the Met Ultras have been in full voice, all in anticipation of a heavyweight clash between first and third place in the table, and we should be in for another great evening of BUCS Super Rugby. Both sides, of course, coming into tonight unbeaten in their opening 2 games, so it really is all to play for. The conditions aren't the most favourable. The rain is coming down heavy at the moment, but nevertheless it's time to look at the team sheets for tonight. So for Cardiff Met, Joe Cowell returns at number 1, former club captain. Number 2 is Evan Wood. Connell Couch keeps his spot at number 3. Brandon Harvey is in at number 4. Barnaby Waddle gets the nod at number 5. Evan Sheldon keeps his spot at number 6. Ewan Guy captains the side at number 7. Benji Williams is in at number 8. And then your 9 and 10s for the evening, who were so instrumental last week against Cardiff Uni. It's Rory Morgan and Sam Berry. At number 11 is hat-trick hero Joshua Carrington. At 12, it's Gus the Bus Patterson. In at 13, it's Steph Crimp. 14, Toby Baldwin. And in at 15, is Steph Davies. And then on the bench for Cardiff Met this evening, in at 16, Connor Chapman. 17, Jamie Savoury. 18, Liam Newstead. 19, Horace Hopper. 20, Kian Evans. 21, Zach Roberts. 22, Elijah Evans. And 23, Porter Goodrum. And now, if we take a look at the Durham lineup for this evening. Number 1 is Adam Brocklebank. Number 2 is Ollie Fletcher. Number 3 is Mark Tampin. Number 4, John Kelly. Number 5, Kieran MacDonald. Number 6, Marcus Tiffin. Number 7, Josh Bainbridge. Sam Cross captains the side at number 8. Number 9 is Ben Douglas. Number 10, Louis Johnson. 11, Ewan Stevens. 12 is Cameron Hutchison. 13, Oliver Spencer. 14, Zach Kerr. 15, Lewis Brown. And on the bench for Durham this evening, Michael Van Vuren is in at 16. 17 is Mark Dormer. 18, Sam Clark. 19, Finn Baker. 20, Ollie Leatherbarrow. 21, Max Pepper. 22, Josh Thomas. And 23, George Wakakoki. So I'm joined now in co-commentary by Spencer. Spencer, how are we feeling?
Yeah, good. A little bit wet after coming up from down there, being in the rain. So it's nice to be in the gantry, to be honest, you know, get some warmth. But excited, you know. Look at what we've got on our hands tonight. It's Rugby 1. It's always raining. You know, I think I've been here for 3 years, coming all the time, and it's just constantly raining. Doesn't matter, you know, what day, it just does. But we're in for a spectacle tonight. Look at the fans out there, Tom. You know, they turn up, rain or sun, and you know, it's going to be amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think we're all looking forward to it. As I mentioned, it is Cardiff Metropolitan's first home game of the season. How good is it being back? How good is it being back on the Kincoid campus? And how much will it mean to have the fans supporting Cardiff Met tonight? Yeah,
it's absolutely, you know, it is exactly like what I thought it would be like this year. There's a different buzz around Kincoid this year. You know, this is my 4th year, and I just feel like there's a different energy around Cardiff Met's rugby team this year. In the past, maybe it's just not been as energetic. You know, we're only 3 weeks into term, so maybe that has something to do with it, I don't know. But there's definitely a buzz around this team, around the campus, and it's going to be exciting.
And of course, Cardiff Met are fresh off the back of an emphatic victory against their city rivals Cardiff University last week in the Cardiff Clash, beating their opponents 50-28. Spencer, what did you make of that game?
Well, that was something. Cardiff Clash always brings joy to me. You know, there's fans from Cardiff Met and Cardiff turning up who despise each other pretty much. You know, we don't have much hooliganism in rugby at all, but that sort of gives you that vibe. And it's a weird one, really, because rugby is, you know, you shake hands afterwards, and I'm sure they all do, the players and everything, but I love that game, you always do, and Met come out victorious 50-28, so what's there not to love?
Absolutely. Durham themselves, they beat Bath in their opening fixture, and then last week they also managed to beat Leeds Beckett away, so this is their 3rd week on the road here at the Kincoid campus. If we take a little look to last season, Durham failed to make it 3 league titles on the bounce. They did have a strong finish to the season, however, finishing 3rd overall, which should put them in good stead for this year's campaign. In comparison, Cardiff Met didn't have the best season by their usual standards last year, but will certainly be hoping that last week's win against Cardiff Uni can act as a springboard for the rest of their season as they look to push into those top 4 places. So it really is all to play for here at the Kincoid campus tonight, and I'm sure there is no other place you would rather be this evening.
Yeah, and there come the Durham boys, you know, they're out ready. That's what I like to see from the away side, you know, out early, no matter the weather, and they're there, you know, they're waiting to take on this challenge that Cardiff Met are going to give them tonight.
The conditions aren't favourable, as we can see. It really is chucking it down now, the rain coming down heavy. How deep are those players going to have to dig to get a result tonight?
Oh, they're going to have to dig very deep. You know, it's going to be a forward-dominated game. Gareth mentioned then pre-game, you know, that the ground isn't going to be too wet. But, you know, it is raining, the ball's going to be slippery. So it's a big job for the forwards tonight. You know, we see the introduction of Joe Cowell again after that shoulder injury. How important is he going to be tonight? You know, 4th year with a lot of experience under his belt. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a battle out there tonight. But it was weird earlier because the women's game, it was lovely weather, wasn't it, Tom? And, you know, we had a nice bit of rugby.
We did. If you weren't tuned in earlier in the day, Cardiff Met women's team did face off against Hartbury. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the better of them on this occasion, but it was a great game nonetheless.
Yeah, it definitely was. And here come the Archers then. Listen to them, UWIC fans. They are chanting UWIC. Here come the Archers.
Players making their way past the Durham players on the way to the other side of the pitch. But now there will be a minute's applause as the players pay their respects to servant of the club, former head coach and Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. John Pugh.
He has been a permanent fixture on this ground since well before most of you were born, and we will miss him greatly. John loved nights like this, and I'm sure players from both sides will do him proud tonight. And now, under the guidance of tonight's referee, Mr. Ellis Colton, we'll have a minute's silence to show our respect for John, and follow it by a minute's applause to express our gratitude and appreciation for everything he did for our club. Rest in peace, John.
Right, so kick-off is nearly upon us. Historically speaking, this fixture has always been a tight contest. Spencer, what are we expecting from Cardiff Met tonight?
Yeah, look, we spoke to Alan Williams earlier, scrum coach. You know, he was telling us how tonight they've been working really hard on their set piece because Durham are strong up front. You know, you go back to a couple of years ago and they had like Fred Davis, who was just so good. Their pack is just renowned for being strong. So they're gonna have to make sure that set piece is good.
And we are underway at the Kincoid campus. Cardiff Met clearing their lines. Joshua Carrington chases it down.
That's a good hit there from Carrington. That's what we want to see early on in this fixture.
Max Pepper throwing it out. It's a kick over the top. Rory Morgan throws it out.
They need a good box kick, you know, Matt, just to sort of get some territory early on in this game.
Rory Morgan with the box kick over the top now. It's Paul Brown, picks it up.
Big carry there. You know, I was looking at him in the warm-up, Tom, and I was thinking, ooh, he looks like a scary old bloke. I wouldn't want to tackle that. And yeah, first carry, he's made about 10 metres.
Durham Uni now looking to use the ball. Oh, it's a little grubber kick in behind, but just gone out of play now.
Yeah, right option, and they had the advantage, so you know they can go back for that.
So referee calls back for the advantage now. Durham University.
It's really important here that Durham have a good kick. You know, that 10 wants to assert his dominance with the laces, and this is a great opportunity here. And he does just that, just outside the 22 actually. So maybe not as far as he would have wanted, Tom, but you know, they've got a penalty and they are in the Met half.
So Durham with the line out.
Listen to them Ultras, they're behind the boys. They're not on the attack, they're on the defence, but you know, the Ultras are always behind them. It's great to hear.
Durham with the line out then. Scraw throws it out, dishes it out to his left.
Oh, there goes the ref.
The referee getting involved in the action there.
That one might sting in the morning.
Brings it back.
I do find it quite funny when that happens, when the ref gets in the way. You know, it's just one of them where everyone's like, well, what do we do here? Do you know what I mean?
Now, Cardiff Met didn't get off to the best of starts last week against Cardiff Uni, but obviously did manage to turn it round. How important is it that they start off really strong tonight?
Yeah, it's vital, you know. Obviously, against Cardiff last week, I was really disappointed with the first couple of minutes. And to be honest, you know, we're 3 minutes in here, and again, they're on the back foot. I don't know whether there's something to do with their attitude when they come out of the gates, but yeah, you know, they now may go 3-0 down from poor discipline, and yeah, they can't allow this to happen against Durham.
So Durham now with the penalty. And it looks as if they're going to kick.
Yeah, right decision if you ask me. Get on the scoreboard, you know, assert yourself into this game. And he's missed it. Funnily enough, Tom was watching in the warm-up and he missed a couple of kicks out on this right-hand side. Do you think maybe like that's going to be getting in his head from that warm-up?
Potentially. I mean, I think he's obviously slightly misjudged it there. Like you say, we saw him struggling a bit in the warm-up, and I think it's going to take time for him to adjust to these conditions. So there we have it. As it currently stands, Durham 0, Cardiff Metropolitan 0. So Cardiff Met with the restart.
What can Durham do here then? Great carry there.
Big tackle. It's a big tackle by a Cardiff Met defence. It's kicked over the top. Collected by Sam Berry. And kicked back. Well, Spencer, a bit of kick tennis going on here.
Yeah, this Cardiff Met who win, you know, the kick tennis battle early on. It's nice to see who's going to win that kicking game, and yeah, Cardiff Met won that one. Now they've got a line out, and let's see what they can do from here.
I mean, interestingly, speaking to scrum coach Alan Williams, he did say before the game that the Cardiff Met team is organised to kick chase, and one thing they highlighted before this game is that if they can win the kicking game, they can look to attack with their back three and counter-attack their opposition tonight.
Yeah, that back three is so expansive, as we've seen last week, so, you know, a good set piece will enable them then to play off it. But unfortunately, you know, the ball there knocked on because of these slippery conditions, but back for the advantage anyway. High tackle.
So it will be a Cardiff Metropolitan penalty now.
And here's this big hit coming here now, Tom, that we just saw. There's a good dominant carry to start off with from the 8. But then a big hit. And he's nailed it. Let's go. Cardiff Met are on the scoreboard. 3-0 up.
It's Cardiff Met opening their account there. Score currently Cardiff Metropolitan 3, Durham 0.
That could be a big moment there, you know. I was just saying literally 2 minutes ago, them first couple of points on the board, how important they would be. And, you know, I've got to eat my words a little bit because it's Met who've got them on the board, and I thought it would have been Durham.
Oh, referee calls it back from the restart. Already we're seeing quite a few disciplinary issues. How important is it that the teams make sure they minimise the amount of penalties that they give away?
Yeah, look, anything in the region of, you know, 12 plus penalties over is it's going to definitely have an effect on your game. You know, it's going to allow the opposition territory. So yeah, you know, both sides will be wanting to keep that penalty count down below, you know, 7, 8. We've seen here in the World Cup how, you know, a team can be dominant, but if they're poor discipline, then it's going to affect them, and they give away silly penalties, and it's going to play a big part in this game tonight, especially with the conditions.
There, looks as if they're struggling.
Yeah, you know, there's going to be some mud on the bottoms of these boy studs. I've played in that front row, Tom, you know, and in these conditions, it can be tricky, especially as a hooker. So, yeah, you know, Evan Wood there probably just wants to make sure that his front three are tight and that they can get a nice bind on and, yeah, scrummage well.
So it will be a Durham put in to the scrum. So they take bind and set.
I do love the sound of that crowd, man. I've got to be honest, Tom. It is a spectacle.
Well, the rain is pouring down here at Kincoid, but the Met Ultras are in high spirits nevertheless.
Met really need to get the ball away from you. And they get a penalty. So obviously Alan was speaking to us earlier about the set piece. They have just had a big scrum there. That's a massive momentum winner for Met, and now they're able to kick the ball and get a penalty on the halfway line. Very, very interesting.
So it will be a Cardiff Metropolitan line out now. Evan Wood is setting up to take it.
I knew that was coming there. You know, you're going to go middle ball. They had one jumper going up, and unfortunately the ball's not straight.
Game's a little bit stop-start at the moment.
Yeah, it was expected, Tom, to be honest, with these conditions. You know, I thought it was going to happen. You know, we even seen it last week at the Cardiff clash. Sometimes it was stop-start, a bit messy. And, you know, don't forget they're only 3 weeks into the season. You know, these teams take a while to gel and eventually produce that expansive rugby that we all love watching. But yeah, definitely a bit stop-start, and one of these sides just needs to sort of like take a foothold in this game and have a word with each other and say, right, let's just play some phases, slow the ball down, clear that ball out, and let's just play some nice rugby and just try and make some yards. You know, get past the gain line.
Durham now dish the ball out wide out the back of the scrum.
That is a lovely kick.
It's a nice kick into touch there.
That is a lovely kick. You know, that's the other option. You play the kicking game, and that is a really, really nice kick, which is going to put a lot of worry into the Cardiff Met minds here. Big, big line out.
Evan Wood once again with the line out for Cardiff Met. It's one back by Durham though. Can they look to break here? Can they go wide? Gaining a few yards towards that Cardiff Met try line. Durham still in possession of the ball.
It's 2 line outs now gone wrong, Tom, in the last couple of minutes from Met. You've got to sort that out to be in with a chance in these conditions.
So big tackles going in from Cardiff Met, but
big hit there, massive hit, which has given territory to Cardiff Met. They kick the ball away with Rory Morgan. That is a massive hit there, and they're the moments that change the game.
So Rory Morgan clears his lines and relieves his side of a bit of pressure. And the Met Ultras making lots of noise now.
So this is just a bigger line out for me, Tom, for Met, as it just was down there for Durham. You know, you've just kicked that ball down in their half. You need 2 men jumping up here to go for that ball. That ball's surely not straight, ref.
Referee lets it go. It's Durham with a boss kick. Can they chase it down?
Lovely play, but you've got to feel that Met have been hard done by there. That ball did not look straight in that line out.
Oh, it's a little kick in behind. It's just too much on it though.
Yeah, well, they say, Tom, don't they, cheaters never prosper, and I think if that had been a try from that line out, I think there would have been a lot of question marks. So, yeah, here we go now. Archers with the drop kick from their dead ball line.
Cardiff Met with a crossfield kick, but it's won back by Durham. Can they look to break now? They're getting near the try line. They've got bodies over. Is it over the line? It's a try for Durham.
Yeah, that is pure dominance there up front from Durham. Playing some nice rugby out wide down them channels. And unfortunately, Met just had nothing for them. That's the sort of rugby you play in these conditions. Nothing silly, no long 10, 15 metre passes. Just keep it nice and tight, and they've got their reward.
So it's a big opening try for Durham there. Score is currently 5-3. How?
Yeah, so if we take a look at this, Tom, now on this replay, you can see the 9 is directing where he wants that ball to go. And that's a great carry out wide. And unfortunately, Met just don't set themselves quick enough on the try line to defend. And the brute power of Durham gets them over the line. Interesting to see if this kick will go over from you, Tom, as he missed from the other side earlier on. No, it doesn't.
So Durham failed to convert their opening try, which means the score stays at 5 to Durham, 3 to Cardiff Metropolitan.
Yeah, and that's massive for me. Whoever gets that first try in a game, I always think it's a big moment. In all fairness to Met, they did manage to get the first 3 points on the board. But a try is a try, and we all know that them 5 points getting over that line, it's just a momentum changer. So it's going to be interesting to see now if Met can combat that and put themselves down in the 22. We haven't even seen them really in the opposition 22, playing any sort of rugby.
So Met, with possession deep in their own half, looks as if they're setting up a box kick here.
It's the charge down there.
Cardiff Metropolitan now, can they break?
It's a great carry from Benji Williams.
This is it out. Can they really drive forward here and get some territory?
The ref looked at his whistle there and almost blew for the turnover.
It's kick over the top from Rory Morgan. Stays in play though. And it's charged down.
That's what we like to see, something different. One-up runners is a bit readable, isn't it, Tom? And unfortunately, that didn't work there. So Rory Morgan had to look for the second option, which was that chip over the top. And you mentioned earlier, Alan Williams said about that kick chase. Great kick chase, and they've got the reward there. Pressure now on Durham.
Cardiff Metropolitan with the line out. It is a maul now though. Can they drive? Ball is held up underneath a heap of bodies.
Yeah, Met them really well there. It's all about putting that pressure on them when they were in that 22. Seeing what your forwards can front up to, and they've got a good reward out of that kick chase.
So it will be a Cardiff Metropolitan scrum. Rory Morgan put the ball in.
Big moment here for Met. What can they produce?
And Rory Morgan dishes it out to his left. Oh, it's a huge hit.
That is a big
on the
hit.
forward.
Great
it's
line.
a breakaway. It's a lovely breakaway. Cardiff Metropolitan are in for their try.
Toby Baldwin there with an absolute boot of a line. That's what we've been looking for. That's what the Archers have been wanting tonight. It took 20 minutes for Met to get off the front foot, but eventually someone creates something from nothing. And that all comes from, Tom, that kick chase that we seen earlier on. A great line there from Toby Baldwin, who comes into the squad this week.
And we know how strong Cardiff Metropolitan's ball carrying players are for them. And Toby Baldwin there showcasing that. He's able to run onto the pass by Rory Morgan with speed and pace and get over the try line for Cardiff Met's opening try. And Sam Barry converts.
And that is it, 7-3 now. Sorry, 8-5 it is to Met. I forgot about that penalty and the Durham try. I'm all excited here, Tom. Great try as well. Look at that line there. Toby Baldwin doing what wingers do, looking for the ball.
Joshua Carrington catches the kick from the restart. Durham now.
That's a massive turnover.
Cardiff Met kick the ball into touch. So Evan Wood with the line out. It's just missed by the Cardiff Met line out, and the ref pulls play back.
It's poor again from the line out, isn't it? You know, 3 times now they haven't succeeded with the line out.
Cardiff Met just being a little bit sloppy with their set pieces.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I mentioned it earlier. A game like this, you want to make sure that them set pieces are bang on the money, and they're getting the opportunities in the right areas, and then they're not making do with what they've got because they're giving the ball away. Simple things that you do week in, week out, really. And yeah, the ball is slippery, so maybe that's a little bit of it. But yeah, it needs to be sorted.
So Cardiff Met looking to drive forward in the scrum. Durham dish it out the back, and his kick cleared. Joshua Carrington collects. We know he's got pace. Some nice ball carrying from Josh Carrington, getting Met some yards. So Rory Morgan sets up for another box kick over the top. And it's a big hit by Joshua Carrington.
Massive hit, Tom. You'd never think he's a fresher, really, would you?
Well, he was the star of last week's performance, getting a hat-trick of tries against Cardiff Uni. We know the strengths that he brings to Cardiff Met.
Some lovely running rugby there from Durham.
So you can see the big hit here from Joshua Carrington on the replay. Watches the ball all the way and absolutely nails his opposite number. Well, the rain is really coming down heavy now.
Yeah, it's pouring it down here at Rugby 1. Absolutely pouring. And, Durham again with another line out. I'm really excited to see if theirs go well here.
Durham with the line out. Taken down. Scrum half to sit out wide.
Nice little step.
Big hit on the number 6 there. A little kick over the top. Joshua Carrington is there to collect it.
Yeah, it's Steph Davis, I think, actually, at 15, who calls the mark. And, yeah, the right thing to do there.
Just looks as if one of the Cardiff Met players is down, injured at the moment. Just gives everyone a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, I'm not actually able to see who that is from here. That's the 13, it is, Steph Crimp, after that big hit that he just put in there. Still stop-start, Tom.
Yeah, it's been a little bit stop-start, hasn't it, from the first whistle. I'm not sure it's the start to the game that either side would have wanted, but like we said, you know, it's going to take time to adapt to these conditions. I'm sure as both teams get into the game, we'll start to see some more free-flowing rugby. So Durham now, kick for them to chase down. Rory Morgan takes it.
Oh, he's done really well there. He's done really well. Now Steph Davis needs support. Joe Cowell's there.
And Cardiff Met clear their lines. It's a good ball carrying from Durham. Ball is dished out wide.
That is absolutely massive there, Tom. Massive moment for Met. And that's what I like to see, you know. We're seeing Durham actually get in some decent areas, and they've obviously had that one try. But Met ain't shying away from the contest here tonight.
Cardiff Metropolitan with the line out, take the ball down and look to drive forward from the resulting maul. Oh, Cardiff Met, can they get away? Is he in? And he's got it down!
That is a great try there, Tom. An absolutely great try from Cardiff Met.
Some quick thinking to kick the ball in behind the Durham defence. The pace of the winger to run in behind and put the ball down just before it ran out of play.
He's definitely deserving of his spot tonight, isn't he, Toby Baldwin? He's had that amazing run which created the first try, and then he's had another amazing run there on the kick chase which has got him his second try of the night. And let's take a look at this try here then, Tom.
So from the line out, Cardiff Met players driving forward with the maul. Lovely kick over the top from Rory Morgan, and Toby Baldwin with the pace to get him behind and put the ball down.
He is seriously quick, isn't he? You know, we talk about wingers having pace, and we just seen Roma Zengen shot there. And, you know, he's not in the team tonight, maybe due to a little injury that he's picked up, but it's going to be tough for him to get back in the team, really, when you've got players like Toby Baldwin and Josh Carrington who are playing so well at the minute.
And Sam Barry with the conversion, which now brings a score to Cardiff Met 17, Durham 5. So Durham with the restart. setting up the box kick. Once again, it's Rory Morgan. Ball is sent way high.
Oof. Massive hit. Do you know what? This could be the difference in tonight's game. Some big physical hits coming in from Met on that kick chase, just like Alan Williams spoke about earlier.
Cardiff Met with the ball now deep in their own 22. It's cleared. And Steph Davies chases down his own kick. Big tackle on the Durham player.
I've seen Marcus Rhodes of Durham, number 8, who scored last week in their encounter. He's making some big hits, big carries tonight. Some scrappy stuff going on there, Tom. There's Met who get the scrum for a knock-on from Durham.
So here was the big hit on the Durham player.
Yeah, you know, that physicality, Tom, it's definitely needed when the conditions are like they are tonight. You know, rainy conditions, you want to make sure you're winning the physical battle, not only up front, but, you know, all around the park, because if you're allowing players to run with the ball in these conditions, it's going to take longer to regain that ball, and if you're making big hits, then obviously, you know, not only one, it's a momentum thing, but two, that happens then as well in the scrum.
Some excellent driving from the back of the scrum for Cardiff Met, and they win the penalty.
It's really interesting to see, Tom. Obviously, Joe Cowell's back in the squad this week, and he came on last week at the Cardiff clash, and he managed to get Cardiff Met 3 scrum penalties when he come on. And there we just see the great work of the front row. You know, I said earlier on about fronting up physically up front, and they're doing that right now, Cardiff Met. Cardiff Met are definitely doing what I want them to be doing.
And we're seeing how effective that is being for Cardiff Met in their set pieces. They are smashing Durham in the scrums at the moment. Cardiff Met with the ball now. Into Durham's 22.
Joshua Carrington's out here in a lot of space.
There is space out wide for Josh Carrington if they can find him. Cardiff Met driving ever closer to the Durham try line though.
Can that ball go? It's too late now. Durham have covered it. They've spotted the man over.
And the ref blows up for a penalty.
Be interesting to see if Met take a simple 3. Yes, they are. Clever, really. You know, keep that scoreboard ticking. Keep getting those points on the board, and yeah, just keep playing as they are right now, doing everything correct, really.
Cardiff Met have the chance to extend their lead from the penalty kick. And sure enough, Sam Berry converts.
Yeah, absolutely great stuff there from Cardiff Met. And you can hear UWIC fans shouting, "Get in the hole!" And that's what we like to hear.
So that does indeed bring the score now to Cardiff Metropolitan 20 and Durham 5. Whoa, huge hit.
Referee, that was seriously high. And here we go, nice little scrap.
It's all kicking off now from the restart. That certainly looked to be a high tackle.
100%. You know, that for me, we're going to get a second look at it in not so long, but that for me definitely looked like a definite yellow.
I mean, we know that is something that referees are getting tighter on this season, but even so, that really was high.
And here's that big hit, Tom. Poor yellow card. Definite yellow card. I think if we were in the World Cup right now, they would be TMOing that and they wouldn't be checking whether or not that's a red. I think he'd definitely be in the sin bin and it'd be 100% up for decision.
Well, I'm afraid today it's the man in green on the pitch who is making all the decisions. And he's decided not to caution the Met player there, but he's certainly having a word with them. So let's have one more look at that big hit.
I really don't see how that isn't a yellow card. The only thing I can think about is the dip from Rory Morgan. You know, he is going into it at a low angle, so maybe that's what the ref thought. Just really surprising me that, Tom, with the way that the tackle law is at the minute, you know, that nothing's been given there.
So Cardiff. And the Met Ultras erupt just as Cardiff Metropolitan take the line out and drive forward.
Yeah, I absolutely love it when they do that, Tom. It's all quiet and you can't hear much going on in the stadium. And then all of a sudden Rugby 1 erupts. You know, they're all down on the steps and then they're just erupting. Love it.
It's a little kick in behind. The referee calls it back for the advantage.
Yeah, right decision, you know. Love to see nothing more than when there's an advantage in your team, you try something, you know, you're not just going through the phases being a bit boring. You've got an advantage and it's nice to see when players actually try something different.
And it looks as if Sam Berry is going to opt for the penalty kick. Spencer, how smart is it here for Sam Berry to opt?
Definitely smart, you know, it's definitely the right decision. Like I said earlier, in conditions like this, tries are going to be few and far between, and you need to keep that scoreboard ticking over. It's a very smart game management decision done here, and it'll be interesting to see if they can add the 3 to the scoreboard just before half time.
And sure enough, Sam Berry converts for Met.
Get in the hole is what we hear again, Tom, and I think those York fans might be singing a bit more of that tonight.
Just
Love
like
to
that.
see it.
And just like that, that makes the score 23-5 to Cardiff Met.
Yeah, really impressed with Met's last 20 minutes or so.
So Patrick Bishop with a restart for Durham. Rory Morgan, the box kick is chased down, and Durham.
Good take there by the new prop coming into the Mets team this year. Very good take by Connor Couch.
So Durham will have a penalty, and it looks as if they're opting to kick for touch.
Oh, and it's gone straight out.
Patrick Bishop just overcooking it there slightly.
Big opportunity there, I feel, for Durham, you know, just before half time. If you can get something on the board, if they'd got a try there, you know, it would have been 23-12, which would have been a different story going into half time. But Patrick Bishop just maybe lost his head a little there and kicked it a little bit too far.
And that will be a wasted opportunity for Durham to really put some pressure on the Cardiff Metropolitan try line. But instead, Rory Morgan will put the ball in for Cardiff Met from the scrum. This ball is dished out. Rory Morgan takes it on and breaks, but it's tackled.
And that's the half, Tom. Great first half of rugby here at Kincoid 1. 23-5 to Met. Absolutely amazing, if you ask me.
And so that is it for the first half. Scores finishing 23 to Cardiff Met, 5 to Durham.
Yeah, I definitely was thinking there, you know, that Met needed a front up physically, and they did that. And after 10 minutes or so, Met were the dominant team. So, yeah, anyway, now I've mentioned Roma Zeng a little bit tonight, Tom. He is literally down below us, sort of probably wanting to really be on there. So anyway, let's take a look at a little VT of Roma Zeng.
He's out wide, he's on the left-hand side. It's a great step from Roma Zeng. All the way right under the post. Oh, Roma Zeng! What a player!
Hello, and we are here with Cardiff Met's main man at the moment, Roma Zeng. Roma, how are we doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you very much. Let's get straight to it. How did this Harlequins move come about?
It was a bit out of the blue, in fairness. It was after my first year, and my agents just gave me a call and said, oh, do you want to meet up for a coffee and everything? And normally these meetings go just like a quick catch up, or how are you, how's things? So I was expecting just that, and then they said that the club had interest, some clubs had interest, and then yeah, that's when I first heard about it.
So you heard of their interest. How long did it take for it to materialise?
With these types of things, it can be quite long, I've heard. But this one got done very quickly. There wasn't very much need for a negotiation. Like, I just wanted to go. I wanted to get there as soon as possible. I told close family members, but you know, in the rugby world, nothing really stays secret for.
I mean, even I knew in September.
Yeah, for a long, nothing really stays secret.
Just on Harlequins, how much of it is a dream to be able to play for them?
I can't even. It would mean everything to me and my family, and like when you're there in training, it's just like it's an itch you can't get rid of. You keep thinking about that day that when it comes, you get to put on the badge and just perform to your best for them. And when you think of the flair and the excitement of rugby in Premiership, you look at Harlequins, like they're so entertaining, and like when you play the sport, you just want to entertain people, and like they are the epitome of that. And just the fact that like you can say that you get the chance to wear that badge one day is just it's honestly mental. And for someone who wanted to be a rugby player for so long, and for it to actually happen in the way that it did with the club that it did, it is honestly a dream come true.
In some ways, you are living that dream now. You've been able to go and do a little bit of pre-season with them. How's that been?
Tough, really tough, but good. Like, for rugby progression and for my development, it's been amazing. I won't lie, there has been some dark moments and dark holes, but that is what you need, and that's what they put you through, and it makes you a better player. But the boys there, you can't ask for a better bunch of lads. When you're a part of that environment, it's so beneficial to you as a rugby player, it's ridiculous, and just being around that sort of work ethic is so inspiring.
Bring the ball out of the scrum, and Jack Wright does what he does best, and he barges through and finds support in the shape of Luke Northmore, who will not be stopped as he slides in and lights up Kincoid.
And it's no secret, there is a little Cardiff Met link, or a few Cardiff Met links in there. Now. What's it been like being able to link up with Luke Northmore?
He's one of the hardest working people on the pitch, on and off the pitch. He's so professional in everything he does, and he drives people along with him, he drives the standards within training, and that's what you need. He's a true leader.
They go, Roma Zheng stepping away, drives towards the line, sensational score from Roma Zheng. He is unstoppable from short range.
Now, as much as we want you to make that Harlequins debut here at Cardiff Met, I mean, we're getting a little bit worried. Will we be seeing you in the maroon this season?
Yes, of course, obviously, without a doubt.
Do we know how it's going to work yet?
Harlequins are so enthusiastic about me getting my degree, and they're supportive in my education, and that's really important to me, to Danny, to this university. And so, yeah, the majority of my time I'll be here, getting my degree, getting my education, and playing on this amazing pitch in front of amazing people that come and watch. Yeah, you can guarantee the majority of the time I'll be here playing.
I mean, you say it's amazing now. We'll see what it's like in the middle of December.
Yeah, that's true.
How good a basis did Cardiff Met and BUCS Super Rugby set?
I owe them everything. Like, I think people now are realising that BUCS is becoming a really serious platform and a really serious development route for players to come into, and that's shown through a lot of people. Like, Cardiff Met have had a lot of success with people going to the Premiership now, and you're getting so much publicity, and it's if you're doing well, it's hard for people not to hear your name.
But talking a little bit about last season, what are the squad's thoughts?
We've had a few team meetings, and it becomes really apparent to us that we have one goal, and that's just to be successful within the league. No one has any alternative motives, and everything is for the team. Everything is like for this culture. No one's in it for themselves, and that takes a certain amount of team chemistry and a certain amount of trust and a bond. And I seriously think that we have it within this group.
What are your thoughts towards this upcoming season?
I'm really hopeful, especially from the season we had last year. We're not going to be the team that lives in the past, but we are going to be the team that learns from our failures and our mistakes, and we're going to do just that. And yeah, I'm just excited for BUCS to start.
Well, we'll be looking out for you, and we can't wait to see you don the maroon again. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're underway at the Kincoid campus for the second half. Cardiff Met with a restart. It's Durham now with possession.
Just on that VT there, Tom, you know, it's so important for players to develop at university rugby and then go down that pathway of Harlequins. You know, you've got the likes of Dombrant, Northmore, and now Roma Zheng, who have got that connection with Harlequins. So it just goes to show that playing this rugby can get you a professional contract.
And it just shows the kind of eyes that are being put on the BUCS Super Rugby product, and it's an inspiration to the players out there tonight of what they could achieve.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously the World Cup's on at the minute, and you know, we're seeing players like just performing so well in the World Cup that have played in this league. I mentioned a few earlier, but the list goes on. You know, Aaron Wainwright is having a tournament of his lifetime, and he studied at Cardiff Met. You know, same goes for Seb Negri. You know, there's so many players who come from BUCS that are now doing so well, and it's great to see, you know, tonight now where these players will end up.
So the referee brings play back. It will be a Cardiff Met penalty.
Yeah, important that in the first half we've seen Durham with a few penalties in the first few minutes of Met's first half, but in the second half we're seeing Met here who've sort of gone on the front foot just a tad, and now they're within Durham's 10 metre, and they have got a nice little scrum.
So Rory Morgan now then to put the ball in for Cardiff Met. The scrum immediately collapses and Durham win the penalty.
Interesting that, because obviously we finished the second half with Met being dominant at the scrum. Maybe a little word at half-time there from the forwards coach to Durham, telling them to sort their stuff out. And a great kick mined into the corner there, it has to be said. That is a great kick.
So a great kick there from Patrick Bishop. getting inside right of the pitch. And they will have the put-in from the line out as well.
Yeah, I think, Tom, if Durham want any chance of coming back into this game, they need a strong line out here with a good driving maul. And they've sort of set that up. No, it's one of them. I hate those driving mauls, where they get sacked so quick. It's just a shame because they could really set up a good platform there and they're just not getting tight enough on the initial bind.
So Durham's come off, passes it. Can Durham look to move the ball quicker now as they get closer to the Cardiff Metropolitan try line? Oh, and it's knocked on.
Yeah, it's knocked on.
Wasteful from Durham.
It's a bit like Durham just can't do anything right at the minute.
Oh, Durham now. The winger, he can break with pace. He is brought down by Rory Morgan. Scrum off, pass it out. The referee getting in the way of action once again.
I don't know whether the ref wants to be a rugby player or what, but that's twice tonight now that he's been hit. Maybe he's got the wrong colour shirt on, Tom.
So play will be brought back. It's a nice little break from Durham there, but couldn't really make the most of it. What are you expecting for the rest of this half, Spencer, from Cardiff Met?
Yeah, look, Cardiff Met are in a really good position here. Like, I wouldn't normally think that in these conditions that 44 minutes in the game is looking like Met have really solidified themselves in it, and they have done. We seen it last season, probably January time, where Met were very dominant up front. But it seemed to go away going into the latter stages of last season. But now this year, like tonight, I'm really impressed with it. We're 44 minutes in here at Rugby 1, absolutely hammering down, and they're winning the physical battle. So I think you can expect to see more of that. And if they can continue to do more of that, Tom, I think they're going to be in with a nice win, probably about 35-10 maybe. I can still see them maybe conceding. They are a bit loose around those little areas around the fringes, but yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting last half hour as well, because don't forget, Durham have travelled for 6 hours today. They set off at 9 o'clock this morning, and they got here at 4 o'clock, taking into allowance that they did stop off at Birmingham for some grub. But yeah, 100%, Durham ain't going to shy away from this contest, otherwise it's going to be a miserable journey home.
Of course, Cardiff Met are sitting comfortable at the moment, leading 23-5. Lovely little step.
Oh no.
Durham recovered the ball.
Great tackle there from Evan Sheldon. Well, that's exactly what I'm on about there, Tom. Durham are still within this game. A poor decision really to go for the boot maybe when the ball's this slippery, and yeah, they've knocked the ball on, and now Durham got an opportunity in the Met 22. But got to mention that recovery tackle there from Evan Sheldon. Otherwise, he was definitely in down the blind side there.
Cardiff Met will have the put in at the scrum now. Max Pepper feeding. No, he's not given the opportunity, but he's taken it quickly. Oh, the ball is dropped.
That ball is so slippery out there, Tom, isn't it?
It's Cardiff Metropolitan regain possession. Looks as if Rory Morgan is setting up the box kick. It is charged down though by Durham.
Oh, here we go.
Cardiff Met can break.
It's a foot race.
It's a race to the line. Durham just getting there ahead of Met.
Good scrap D there from Durham. Really good scrap defence. I thought Met were in there. You had Steph Crimp, who's absolutely lightning, winning the foot race, and then Evan Wood also continuing the foot race. Seeing hookers being quite fast these days, Tom, haven't we? Maybe me back in my day as a hooker, maybe not so fast, but I did like a kick off the tee.
Some excellent recovery pace from the Durham players to get back and prevent Met from extending their lead. They would have been in for a certain try there.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it could have been a total different story here. It could have been 30 points to 5, and that really takes the game away from Durham. But like I say, really good cover defence, and now they've got a very important line out here.
So Durham, the line out. And the referee pulls play back. Will be a penalty now to Cardiff Metropolitan. And yet again, we're seeing how important discipline is being in the opening few minutes of the second half.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, Tom, you know, about how discipline is going to play a massive factor in tonight's game, and for definite it is. And we're seeing Met win that battle in the discipline.
Durham have opted to bring on some fresh legs.
Yeah, conditions like this, you know, it's hard out there. It's really, really physical. So just to bring on some fresh legs there for Durham, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Met have got a nice little scrum position here, and what I'm looking at is where Toby Baldwin is standing. I don't know if there's a move here that's planned, but Sam Berry got an inside option of Toby Baldwin, and it'll be interesting to see if he can run a similar line to earlier on. Never mind, Durham win the scrum. Sometimes you just get a bit carried away.
Some excellent scrumming from Durham, and they are able to win the penalty. And it's a nice kick into the corner there from Max Pepper.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with some of the kicking from both sides tonight, but Durham get themselves in this position, and then they can't convert the chance, and it's like, well, if you're not going to make use of the chances that you're creating, it's a bit pointless to have nice kicks. But you know, we'll see if they can convert this one with a nice driving maul. Get that bind tight. Oh, they've gone out the back.
Big tackle on the Durham player. Max Pepper using it quickly. And it's dished out wide by Bishop. The Durham are firmly in the Cardiff Met 22 now. Gaining a few extra yards. Max Pepper dishing it out, Bishop. Some quick passing from Durham now. Can they capitalise on this opportunity? Big tackle on Peter Goodrum as he runs onto that ball. Oh, and again, the ball is slipped out of hand.
That's massive, absolutely massive. They were building some really good momentum there, Durham. Running some lovely lines, definitely winning the gain line. But a massive tackle there, which results in a knock-on from Durham.
They've been so as we can see on the replay, not able to hold on to the ball. We've seen that a few times. They've got into some promising positions, but Durham just aren't able to make the most of it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know, for Durham, because I was just slating them then for not having a good line out, and they go with a lovely little line out move, which creates a lot of good momentum for Durham. But yeah, not converting them chances, Tom, as I said.
So it will be a Cardiff Met put in at the scrum. Rory Morgan dishes it out, and Cardiff Met clear their lines. So Durham have to start again here. Oh, a lovely step. Paul Brown there gaining some yards for Durham. Max Pepper dishes it out. Prop is tackled though by Cardiff Met. Some big tackles flying in at the moment. Ooh.
Great line, absolutely great line. Oh no.
And it is just knocked on there by Cardiff Met, which means the ref will bring it back.
He's got really lucky there. Really, really lucky. I think it's Rory Morgan who's knocked that on. And, you know, to me, Tom up here, it didn't look like he was ever really getting to that. Lucky not to see a yellow.
He's obviously tried to anticipate the pass, but just gone a bit early. As you can see on the replay here, some quick passing from Durham. Max Pepper trying to feed it to his forward.
That was unlucky.
But Rory Morgan with the knock on.
Lucky. Especially in these conditions. You know, an interception like that is a big ask.
So Max Pepper will feed the ball in now for the Durham scrum. It's dished out. So, misplaced pass. Josh Carrington was nearly in there for what would have been a certain try.
And that just solidifies how slippery that ball is out there, because last week at the Cardiff clash, Carrington's hands were just on fire. He wasn't dropping anything, and he would have been seeing that try line there before any of us had even seen it. But unfortunately, he's dropped the ball, and it's a scrum for Durham.
His eyes must have lit up as he saw that ball fall at his feet. Oh.
So close. And no one was stopping him with his legs.
Durham are immensely fortunate there not to be another try down. Durham scrum then once again. Cardiff Met. Oh, there's pressure on their try line. The referee brings play back. So I think it's about time that we look at other results from throughout the day. And joining me now in commentary is Matt. Matt, what's been going on?
All right, Tom, it's good to see you. Good to be here back at Kincoid campus up in the gantry, staying nice and dry. Obviously, we've got a massive clash, joint first against joint second here, Met versus Durham. But the other two teams who were joint first and second were also playing today. That was Exeter and Loughborough. Half-time, Exeter were 19 points to 7 up, but it turned into a bit of a rout. Exeter actually ran away 57-26 winners then. That is huge result for them. Puts them back joint top of the table, obviously 4 tries as well, so a winning bonus point. Cardiff Met will be looking to equal that this evening. Leeds Beckett versus Bath, both in 8th and 7th respectively. Interestingly, it was actually 12-12 at half-time between the two sides. Bath were holding the visitors before Leeds ran away in the second half, coming out 29-19 winners. Leeds get their first win on the board there after a defeat to Durham last week. In the Cardiff Hartpury game, they kicked off at 6 p.m, so half an hour before us. It's just finishing up. It was 28-10 to Hartpury at half time, and at the moment Hartpury are running away 50 points to 27. And that's from around the grounds. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Matt. And there you have it, guys. Those are the results in the other BUCS fixtures. But as we get back to the action here at the Kincoid, Durham are extremely close to the Cardiff Met try line, looking to just drive over. It looks as if it's just been held up short of the try line, and the ref has given it. Durham have scored a try.
Massive, Tom. Absolutely massive that could be. You know, this is the time where you really want to get tight as a team and you want it to not concede, because you're going into the final quarter, you know, and they've let Durham back in. Really, really unfortunate stuff there to watch from the sideline as an Archer fan. But, you know, all credit to Durham. Incredible pick and goals, and probably deserved of that try after the pressure they've been putting on Met in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so really strong driving from the Durham forwards. They are persistent and able to get over the Cardiff Met try line. We'll see now whether Patrick Bishop can convert. I beg your pardon, it's not Patrick Bishop, it's Cal Grieve.
Cal Grieve, that's nice to see. Maybe, you know, maybe he can sort out his kicking from earlier on, because I noticed that just now, actually. And he does.
Nice kick there from Cal Grieve. That does indeed make the score 23 to Cardiff Met and 12 to Durham. Tell you what, Durham close to the Cardiff Met try line, looking to just get bodies around the ball so they can get over. The ball was quickly popped out to the Durham forward, and he's able to drive over that try line and get Durham a point.
Yeah, really strong pick and goals there, Tom. And in conditions like this, that's what you have to do sometimes. You know, proper grind it out. And they did that. Really, really strong carrying. You know, low centre of gravity, and they got themselves a well-deserved try. And now this game just has 11 points in it with 20 minutes to go.
So Max Pepper clears his lines from the box kick. The ball finding its way into touch. And there we have it, the Cardiff Met Ultras looking a bit damp, but the spirits are still high and they are still in full voice.
Would you be happy in there tonight, Tom?
I'll be feeling a little bit, I mean, I'll be loving the game, but I'll be feeling a bit sodden, I think.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'd probably struggle in there myself, unless I'd had a few.
Right, Rory Morgan with a quick pass.
He's definitely not rolling away there, and the ref's giving it. Poor discipline again from Durham. They've just gone down to Met and scored a try, and now not rolling away in the ruck. Very poor.
A little kick in behind. It's contested, it's a good take for Bishop. But play's been brought back now. Cardiff Met penalty.
I was very clever there. Steph Crimp, I'm pretty sure it was, he could have given away a very, very stupid penalty. And instead of contesting for the ball, he was aware that they had the advantage, and he left that ball, and actually then they come back for the penalty, and now they've got the opportunity at 3 points. If he had contested that ball, we don't know what could have happened. He could have taken the man out in the air, but actually very clever play there, and them sort of decisions are what wins you the games, you know. That's that discipline, massive. Sorry, it was Gus the bus partisan.
So Sam Berry, can he convert? Yeah, nice and easy there for Sam Berry, extending Cardiff Metropolitan's lead, and that does indeed make the score. Cardiff Met 26, Durham 12. Spencer, as we enter the final 20 minutes of the game, what can Durham do to try and claw their way back?
Well, it's a simple game plan, but it's an hard one to actually do. You know, they've got to win the territory game like that. That is exactly what they have to do. Kick the ball to Cardiff Met, put them under pressure with a very good kick chase, and get as many bodies in over the ball as they can to sort of win some penalties from the turnovers. And they've just won one there.
We have a replay of the penalty here.
Yeah, prime example of it there, Tom, you know, turning the ball over when needed, putting the pressure on from a very good kick chase. And now they have a great opportunity on the 5 metre line with a line out. If they can drive this, I'm sure they can set themselves a very good platform. It's just a bit out actually at the 5 metre, which I'm sure they'll be disappointed with Durham.
So Durham with the line out. is taken down by Jake Spurway. He did indeed win man of the match last week.
Advantage again to Durham.
Durham driving forward towards the Met try line. Referee's having a look.
They go back for the advantage.
Durham are looking dangerous though. Looks as if they're really growing into this second half.
Yeah, and this is what I was scared of, Tom, if I'm honest, and I'm sure all of them fans over there were very scared of as well. You know, Durham have this in them. Quite a lot of experienced boys within the squad, and they definitely can bring this physical dominance, and now we're seeing it.
There you go, opting to kick for touch there. They are being persistent in trying to get some more tries on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think they'll be looking at the scoreboard, 26-12, you know, not long to go, 16 minutes. They need to try to get back in this game well and truly.
So it's taken down by Finn Baker. Cardiff Met driving towards the...
Massive, absolutely massive that from Cardiff Met. I can guarantee you, those UWIC fans, give them 30 seconds, they're going to be bouncing over there. Absolutely huge. If they'd conceded their Met, they would have been in real trouble. But actually, they hold their lines and now they're able to exit.
Some really, really solid defending there from Cardiff Met. Absolutely rock solid in being able to keep Durham out. So it's taken down by Finn Baker. And Durham really driving, making a push.
Yeah, just an amazing sack there from all the Cardiff Met boys. You know, just holding them up, and that's exactly what you want when you're defending a 5-metre drive and more.
So Cardiff Met with the line up.
Good carry there from the replacement. I think that's Connor Chapman.
Making essential yards for his team. Rory Morgan setting up the box kick. He goes over the top with it and is chased down by Josh Carrington. Durham maintain possession. Scrum half dishing it out wide. They look to move the ball quickly now. Oh! Misplaced pass. This hit his own player in the head.
It's Joe Marler, is it?
Some good driving from the Durham replacement forward. It's Max Pepper over the top. The kick down the line. The winger's chasing it. Steph Davies is back to defend for Cardiff Met.
He's initially got really lucky there with how wet the ground is, so he could slide and actually get away from the player that was chasing.
Good defending there from Steph Davies, able to relieve his side of a bit of pressure. So here we go, Durham looking to shift the ball quickly.
It's hard not to laugh at moments like that, let's be fair. The right idea, but we're not looking for the head in this game. That's football, we're looking for the hands.
So it looks as if the referee's just having a word now with some of the players, perhaps over their discipline. Obviously seeing something he didn't like.
I think so, Tom, and I think also maybe a little bit of back chat from players. You know, we're getting towards that point of the game now where players are starting to get tired and they're starting to get a little bit more mouthy than they normally would. But look, it's a penalty for Durham. I think it was Steph Davis not releasing the ball, so they're in with a chant.
So Calgrave does have the opportunity here to get his side some vital points on the board. Hasn't been his best kicking performance tonight, but he does have a chance to redeem himself.
What a nudge.
It's a great kick by Cal Grieve, and he converts for Durham, getting his side some essential points as we enter into the final 10 minutes of the match. And that does indeed make the score 26 Cardiff Met, 15 to Durham.
Yeah, that's a great nudge there from Cal Grieve. He's definitely found his laces as this game has gone on, and that just applies a bit more pressure to Cardiff Met. You know, we are going into the last 12 minutes of this game, and 11 points in here again. I think I've said that a couple of times tonight.
Suzanne Berry restarts us here. It's cleared by Durham. Steph Davies now with the ball. What can he do? Oh, it's a misplaced pass.
That's a shocking pass there. Has to be said. Conditions like this, clear your lines.
Cardiff Met retain possession though. Taking their time with this one from the ruck. Rory Morgan with the box kick over the top, and the ball finds its way into touch.
It's gone out on the full. It's gone out on the full. These are the moments, Tom, that are so important. These are the moments in the game where, you know, it makes or breaks your team and whether you're going to come away with that win. And two really bad mistakes there from there. A poor pass from Steph Davis, which puts pressure on the backfield, and then a poor kick from Rory Morgan, which has gone out on the full, allowing Durham now the opportunity to attack again just outside the 22.
Yeah, a few sloppy mistakes there from Cardiff Met. And how important is it that they don't get complacent now in these final 10 minutes?
Well, I think the word complacent is exactly what I would use to describe Met in the last 10 minutes, if I'm honest. You know, they've kicked that penalty, but except for that, they've been on the back foot, and we're seeing it right now. So yeah, they've got to change their attitudes ASAP.
Durham now looking to shift the ball quickly, and it's another poor pass. Cal Grieve there, not able to find his teammate on the far side. So I believe we have some updates from the other games, and Matt joins me now.
Yep, Tom, just jumping back on to confirm that Cardiff-Hartpury score. It was a 50-27 win to Hartpury. A strong display, a dominant display from the side from Gloucestershire, who wrap up their win today after a strong performance from their ladies earlier in the day as well, as they beat Cardiff Met here at Rugby 1.
Thank you, Matt. So Durham in the Cardiff Met 22. Some excellent defending though from Cardiff Met, forcing the penalty.
Yeah, it's great stuff from Met there, Tom. It's exactly what we want to see. You know, I just talked about complacency, attitude, changing your mindset, and that's what you want to see. Grit and determination, and your forwards putting in a shift to win you that ball.
Oh!
Very lucky there.
Sam Berry slips there as he kicks it into touch.
He could do it all, can't he? Yeah, absolutely great.
Nevertheless, it will be a Cardiff Met line out. Connor Chapman taking it here for Met. It's contested. Joe Cowell retains possession for Met. And the box kick is sent high in the air. It's taken down though by Cal Grieve. Durham. Ooh.
Yeah, that box kick just a little bit too far from Rory Morgan. A little bit less, and I think that might have been Gus Patterson's.
Oh. The ball slipping in between hands, but Durham keeping hold of it. Max Pepper dishing it to his forward players. And the ref blows up.
Massive. Again, another big moment in the game. These are the things that just tick you over. They're little 1%ers, all working for each other now. I'm starting to see a bit of togetherness in this Met squad, and it's like as if they want to play for each other. They got a bit complacent, which allowed Durham back into the game, and it's as if the boys who have come on off the bench, your Connor Chapmans, they've come on and they've said, "Come on, boys, let's sort this out." And they've won 2 penalties in the last, I'd say, 3 minutes, just from, I think, tightening up as a group, and they've got themselves a really good position here. A line out on the 22.
Exactly, doing absolutely no favours for Durham. Just running down the clock, which of course will favour Met as they are in the lead. Met from the line out though, looking to drive with the ball. It's broken. Evan Sheldon. Roy Morgan dishes it out. The ball is held up in a choke tackle.
They've got advantage, Met, though, so they need to try something here.
Can Met go wide?
Good hands.
Steph Davies now. A little grubber in behind. Durham defender able to get to it.
Right idea, definitely right idea. As I said earlier, if someone's got an advantage, try something, and they are doing that. Great hands there from Sam Berry, mind. I love seeing that, especially in conditions like this.
Nice bit of creativity there from Cardiff Met, and Toby Baldwin was almost in for his try.
Yeah, they're doing the correct thing here. Game management, go for the 3 points. Tick that scoreboard over.
Sam Berry will take the penalty kick for Cardiff Met, looking to extend their lead even further as we enter into the final 5 minutes of the game.
Do you know what I find quite mad? Connor Chapman actually playing tonight, because a week ago he had an awful cut on his eye, and some of the boys were saying earlier that they seen him in revs, and like literally his eye was almost like, well, not nice to look at, let's put it that way. And Phil said that he was going to have stitches, but he's playing tonight and he's all right.
Easy enough then for Sam Berry, extending Cardiff Met's lead. And that makes the score now 29 to Cardiff Met, 19 to Durham. It's been a pretty dominant performance by Met this evening, you'd have to say, by all accounts. How happy do you think they'll be overall with their performance?
Yeah, I think they will be happy so far. I think they'll be even happier if they can grind it out. But it's been a slug from both teams tonight, hasn't it?
Obviously, the conditions haven't been favourable. See now the rain is still chucking it down.
I think Alan Williams earlier, we've mentioned it a couple of times, but I think it's so imperative to mention it, because he obviously said about the set piece and stuff, and that has been a big part of the game tonight.
Durham win the ball from the line out though.
That is a huge hit there.
Max Pepper dishes it out to the Durham forward. Nice little offload round the back. Durham well into the Met 22 now. Dishing it out wide.
Poor.
Some strong tackles in there from Met. Players brought back though. It will be a Durham penalty. See what Durham opt for here.
It's 3 minutes left here, Tom, so they're going for the 3 points, so it's 10 points in it. They need to kick this, they need to reset, and yeah, it's going to be exciting to see if they can get a draw.
And there you have it. Calgrave converts for Durham, bringing the score now. Cardiff Met 29 and Durham 19.
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd be saying this, that we had this opportunity for Durham to come and draw the game. 7 points Scary stuff here for the Archer fans.
Cardiff Met with the restart. Sam Berry will get us underway. Dropped by the Durham forward. Durham look to set out a box kick of their own. And it's cleared by Freddie Charles, the box kick over the top. Josh Carrington brings it down. Some good rocking there from Met, managing to maintain possession.
Yeah, this is massive, absolutely huge here. Met need to keep hold of this ball for as long as they can. Go through the phases, support your players, get in over the ruck, clear out, make sure that you keep hold of that ball, because there is not long left of this game. And if Durham can have a sniff of it at the well, it's not going to be nice to watch as an Archer.
Durham have got possession now. Their replacement, scrum half Zach.
Tell you what, this game, the first 5 minutes, Tom, I really thought it was going to be literally nothing like it has been. You know, the first 5 minutes I thought we were in for a bit of a dull game, but it hasn't been that, has it? You know, it's definitely brought excitement. You know, I've loved watching it, and Durham haven't shied away from the contest even after a 6-hour journey. So I'm loving this, absolutely loving it. We've got almost 45 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if Met can exit this ball.
So I think it's about, at this time in the match, Spencer, I ask you, who would be your man of the match?
Well, Tom, you know, there's a lot of players out there that have put their hand out for me. Hand up, sorry. Hang on 2 seconds. I think we're just going to have a look here. What's going on?
Dishing the ball out wide. Charlie Coe. Take it in there, it's tackled.
Yeah, so anyway, Tom, back to that man of the match. Even though I think the standout player for me tonight has definitely been number 14 for Cardiff Met, Toby Baldwin. Comes into the squad and 2 tries, runs some absolutely lovely lines, some big hits, some great defence, and yeah, he's been fantastic. You know, it's definitely worth mentioning other players. Steph Davis, again, really strong at 15. You know, Joe Cowell, I think, has been great today, considering this is his first full 80 in a while since that shoulder injury. And also for Durham, you know, he's with the ball right now, Paul Brown. He's been great. So yeah, a lot of contenders, but it has to go to number 14, Toby Baldwin.
Been outstanding for Cardiff Met tonight, of course, scoring 2 tries for them this evening. And that is one thing that Cardiff Met look to exploit, is the power and the pace of their forward players. And it's certainly something that has worked well this evening under the lights at Kincoid.
So we are into 80s time, I think, stoppage time. I'm sure the clock is red as we speak, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this scrum goes, because Durham are going to be giving this absolutely everything.
So it will be a scrum now. Looks as if Cardiff Met do have the put in, which means if they can get the ball out and clear their lines, they'll walk away with the victory.
Massive
Huge.
scrum. You can see it, what it means on the faces.
Some great scrumming there from Cardiff Met. And Spencer, surely that will be that.
I think so, Tom. That was exactly what was needed in that moment. You know, you're in stoppage time, the clock is red, you need a massive moment from your front five, and they've delivered that.
The Met Ultras out there recognising that their team going to come away with the win here this evening. As Sam Berry clears his lines, the ball finds touch.
Well, the ref's clock must be saying different to what ours is saying. There has been a few injuries and a few stoppages in this half, so the line-out is still to be played and the game is not won yet.
So return to action. It's not one at the line-out.
That is not what Met wanted.
Durham now. And the referee, is he blown up?
He hasn't blown up. There it is!
There it is! Huge win for Cardiff Met here tonight at the Kincoid campus.
And that's the win we were looking for tonight. Archers have won at home at Kincoid, 29-22. Tom, how buzzing are them UWIC fans over there?
Oh, the fans are going absolutely mental.
Look at them. They're loving life. I'm loving life. Are you loving life, Tom?
I'm absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, it's been a long day, but it's been a great day. The women lost, but the men have resurrected it with that absolute amazing victory tonight. A tight game, a close game, bad conditions, but, well, what a win.
Huge win for Cardiff Met. They do, of course, maintain their position at the top of the BUCS Super League table. That does indeed mean that they are unbeaten in the opening 3 games.
Yeah, it's a massive statement that the Archer boys have put in tonight. You know, I think everyone was really asking after that last game that they played at the Cardiff Clash. I think everyone was wondering, well, can they back it up against a tough side? And Durham are a tough side. They've gone 2 games unbeaten, but tonight the Archer boys show too much. Like I said earlier about that complacency, Tom, they got a little bit complacent. But when them boys comes off the subs, there was coaches, Ian Gardner, they were shouting on to them boys, go on and tell them to sort it out.
Indeed, it's been a truly superb performance by Cardiff Met tonight. Historically speaking, the games have been tight between them, but Cardiff Met running away with it tonight.
Yeah, it's been an absolute spectacle tonight, and I am very, very lucky to be joined by the Director of Rugby, Danny Milton. Danny, nice to see you. How are you feeling after that?
Oh, look, we're really pleased. You know, Durham are a very good outfit. You know, one of the top universities in the UK, and they always bring a performance. They've been playing well. They were 2 from 2, so we're over the moon with that tonight.
Yeah, we were mentioning up here about the 60-minute mark, Danny, that maybe there was a little bit of complacency for the boys, and that sort of changed after about 65 when a few subs come on. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I think we'll be disappointed with how we've managed probably the last 10-15 minutes of the game there. There were opportunities for us to play in better areas. It's not a nice night, the conditions are poor, and probably should have, you know, like we did in the first half, put the ball in challenging areas for Durham to get out of, and we are probably disappointed with the last 15.
Yeah, but let's not take it away, you know, 3 games unbeaten now. It's a big statement going into the season. What are you thinking going forward?
Well, I remember last year at the end of November we were top of the league and it didn't end up so well, so we just got to take each game as it comes. We've got Bath next week at the Rec, which is going to be a fantastic occasion, and as a group we've just got to keep reinforcing the hard work, you know, the team dynamics, and just keep going with everything we've been doing and the performance behaviours we want from the group.
And how impressed you with some of the new boys, you know, like Joshua Carrington, hat-trick last week. Seemed really sharp tonight, almost had a try but just knocked the ball on. Well, how are them players settling into the club?
Yeah, we think we've got an exciting back 3 and we've got some real good depth in that area, and Josh is one of those back 3 players who we think is a real threat and can really offer us something throughout the season. So, you know, one of a number of players who are playing well at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Danny, thank you very much for your time. It's been great watching the Archers win tonight, and I hope you've enjoyed, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Just sum up your thoughts, your final thoughts on the game.
Well, it's been a spectacle. You know, I've just spoke to Danny there, who was definitely telling us about the game. A little bit disappointed with some of the complacency that I was mentioning earlier on, but for me, I don't think it's too much to worry about. You know, I think the boys have just got to come together now as one, continue going on this sort of run, and yeah, make sure that when they're in these moments of struggle, that they come together, they get tight. The boys coming off the bench are showing as much energy as the boys starting. But look, the Archers are looking positive. Durham, I can't take away from them tonight how they did play. You know, it's a long journey from up north, and they've put in a really good effort tonight. So yeah, a great game that I've loved watching, Tom. And as my first commentary of the year, I definitely enjoyed it. And it'll be one to remember for many a year to come. So yeah, overall, Tom, I've loved it, and I don't know about you, but what do you think?
I've had a cracking evening, and you can see now how much it means to the players as they walk over to the Met Ultras in the far corner and celebrate with them.
Yeah, that's that famous thunderclap, isn't it? Of the Met Archers. Brilliant scenes. You know, it's deserved. It was deserved.
And you can really see the team spirit coming through now. There's obviously something that we spoke about last game when they faced Cardiff Uni at the Arms Park, and something that they've gone away and worked hard on during pre-season. And you can see the influence that it's having on the team spirit and the real team bonds that they've got with each other.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing to watch, and I'm definitely looking forward to the future of Cardiff Met this year.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It does indeed finish 29-22 to Cardiff Met. And they win tonight at the Kincoid campus.
Julep,